So that's how we gonna do it for this episode 2. Okay, I just want to throw threes up anytime, you hear me? Episode 2 of the Perpetual Perspective Podcast. All right, welcome. We back. Now this episode is not about fixing yourself, okay? It's not at all about fixing yourself. It's about creating safety. That's the whole goal with this episode. We want to create safety for ourselves, okay? Remember, you're not broken. You're probably just in survival mode.
I'm a money magnet, money comes to me naturally. Why you chasing that bag? I manifested so happily. I'm a money magnet, money comes to me naturally. Ay. My intuition got me seeing like a bird's eye view.
And look, we back for episode 2, all right? Hold up, let me get the can right. What's up, y'all? You already know who it is, you know what I'm saying? P3 coming at y'all with another episode, okay? Episode 2 of the Perpetual Perspective Podcast, yeah. And I'm coming back at y'all today, you know what I'm saying? Back against the wall, you feel me? I don't know, I just want to be a little bit more comfortable vibe today. You know what I'm saying? More comfortable vibe. So the chair, yeah, that's cool, but it just feel a little bit too much business vibe or something. You know, I just want to relax. I want to be comfortable, and I just want to let it flow, you know what I'm saying? So episode 2, okay? You're not broken. You're in survival mode. Okay, so on this episode, we're going to talk about how to release patterns that's keeping you there. All right, let's get it. Okay, now first, before we even get into it, if rest make you feel anxious, this episode is for you. Survival mode can feel like urgency. It could feel like overindulgence, overstimulation. It could feel like people pleasing, self-abandonment. Okay, so if you're familiar with any of this episode is for you. But don't think that this means you failing or you don't got it all together or you're just broken. You remember? You are not broken. You're probably in survival mode. You got to know this survival mode is a learned response, okay? It doesn't mean you're failing. It's not you failing. This is something that you've learned over time because you've been doing it and repeated it over time. Okay? So again, we're going to talk about getting rid of those repeating patterns that we continue to repeat that's triggering us and keeping us in this mode. Now this episode is not about fixing yourself, okay? It's not at all about fixing yourself. It's about creating safety. That's the whole goal with this episode. We want to create safety for ourselves, okay? Remember, you're not broken. You're probably just in survival mode. Okay, now let's talk about some ways that survival mode shows up for us. Now get ready because I'm about to show you yourself, okay? But we're going to do this without shame, all right? Take it, receive it, understand it, and know that it's a tool. It's a tool. This is information for us to use to get to a better space, all right? Look, face it. You gotta face it. Okay, so survival mode sometimes shows up when you feel like you always need to be doing something to feel worthy, okay? Like your worth is tied to your doing. The more you do, the more worthy you are. If you're not doing, then you're less worthy. Another way survival mode shows up for us is difficulty resting without guilt. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we know we have to rest sometimes, and a lot of us sometimes wait until we push or forced to get to that rest period. You know what I mean? We go so much, and we keep going to the point where we sat down, you know? We go like, oh yeah, because God had to sit me down, you know? Look, that's another way that survival mode shows up for us, okay? We facing it without shame. Okay, ooh, this is a good one, okay? Another way survival mode shows up is attracting unavailable people, okay? Or chaotic environments. Toxic this, toxic that. Now that's a word that, you know, we throw that word around so much. Yeah, that's one of them ones, you know? That's one of them ones. But that's another way that this survival mode can show up, okay? You tend to attract people who you feel like, oh, I'm giving so much of me, or I'm doing so much, and they just not giving enough, or they can't meet me from where I'm giving them, you know? Where the reciprocity at? Ain't no reciprocity in this, you know what I'm saying? Or environments that's just not in alignment with you, you know what I'm saying? You're settling for things, people, you know what I mean, situations that's really not in alignment for you. You know what I mean? Because you're in survival mode, so you just like, okay, this is what's comfortable, or this is what's familiar, so I'll just settle here, or this is, come on. And the thing is, you know you're worthy of more. You know that it just doesn't feel right or something, but you're just so stuck in that mode. You in that mode. You in that mode. Survival mode. And by you being in survival mode, it's like, okay, I'm just keeping the baseline. All right, I'm just gonna keep the baseline. What I gotta do to survive. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what keeps me comfortable. This is what I know works. This is where I'm gonna stay. You know what I mean? You're not thinking to go higher or climb higher. Or you might be thinking to do it, but you're not doing it. You're not standing on it. You know what I'm saying? You're not moving on because you're stuck in that mode. Survival mode. Okay. Another way survival mode shows up: overworking, over explaining, and over giving. Overcompensating. You know what I mean? That's another way survival, because again, you got that people pleasing. You don't feel enough. You really don't feel enough. Another way survival mode shows up is living in anticipation instead of presence. Okay, so I feel like if you living in anticipation as opposed to presence, then how can you really be in alignment? You know what I mean? And open and accepting of what's to come to you. You know what I mean? Because you're stuck anticipating or predicting that this will be this is the next thing, or this is just all that's going to be out of a situation. You don't leave any room for miracles to happen, or something special to be, because you already anticipating. You already jumping the gun. Okay, well, I'm just so used to this is going to be survival mode. Okay, now for a lot of us, we pressured. We feel pressured to be better, to get this thing, to be this person, you know what I'm saying, and accomplish this goal, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what society does to us, It, like I said in an episode previously, society rewards like speed. Society rewards just you doing, just doing things, you know what I mean? And feeding and fueling their system. I mean, that's just what it is. And I feel like a lot of us experience the pressures to be, the pressures to be this, the pressures to do this, the pressure to, just pressure in life, even if it's just pressure to pay the bills and keep the bills paid. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at some stats today in my finance situation. I was looking at some stats today, and it's like, 70-something% of people live paycheck to paycheck. It's like 70 to 90% of people live paycheck. What? That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it from a judgmental space, but I'm saying it from a space of something is changing, something is shifting. This means something, back when we heard, oh yeah, you got to start tapping into your gifts, because this new world, that's going to be the currency and how we exchange and woo. That's like, we're seeing it, because we can't rely on these systems. The government shutting down shutting down every so many months, you know what I'm saying? People out of jobs, they having to show up, still not getting paid, but just showing up. You make a higher amount than me, but no, I don't even speak that on me. A make a higher amount than B, but A bills more than B bills. So when you still break it down and hit the ratio, A and B really just the same person, just because A got more things and stuff than B got. Hey, A got more expenses just as much as B got, so the ratioing. You hear me? And it's like, it's something about, I guess, a balancing effect or something like that, I'm just saying, I'm just thinking, what I'm saying, from my perspective, peace perspective, it's that's what's going on, because at the same time, you up here, so to speak, and this person down there, but at the end of the day, when you add it up and you cross it out, and when you add it up and you do the math on it, you know what I'm saying, it's hitting for the same thing. So it's like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about that. But it's just to say, society does it to us. You know what I'm saying? And so it forces us to be in survival mode. All right? That's what you got to know. That's a part of the conditioning. That's a part of how we keep this thing going. You know what I'm saying? How we keep fueling this system, because the system survives and thrives off of us. Do we get that? Do we understand that this system, what is the system, Pete? What do you keep talking about the system, Society, the system, the Federal Reserve System, just for starters. Huh? Oh man. I mean, every single soul fuels that system. Okay? What the society is a system and how we operate in the world, how we eat, how we buy food, how we operate in community or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? That system, the matrix. You know, what is the system? The matrix. Okay, you fill in the blanks, because again, we don't always have to know the exact words for things, but we get it and we understand it. When you know, you know. You hear me? So that's just what it is. What it is, and what it ain't. Alright? So yeah, I feel like you gotta remember that, okay? That's a part of not being shameful, understanding and knowing that, hey, you've been conditioned almost to survive since you was born. You know what I'm saying? And you gave away that soul. You sold your soul in a way. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know about it. You didn't even know how. I love your mama. I really do. You didn't even know. You really did not know. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You stepped on it. You know, and you've been feeding the system since. So you are a part of something that you're continuously giving yourself to, whether you know it, understand it, or not. And I'm pretty sure you do. Okay? So if you do, then you go ahead on and go walk on the road of the people who do. And if you don't, then you walk on the road of the people who don't. And everybody stand in their place where they belong. Take what resonate and lead the rest. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. That's what matters, okay? You know who you are when I'm talking about it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, you have to have grace for yourself for that reason, if nothing at all, you know what I'm saying? This, like everything forces you, you know what I'm saying, influence you to live in survival mode, be in survival mode, and move from survival mode. Okay, now let's get into the shift, okay? Let's shift this right here now. You know this is a perpetual perspective. So we understand what it is, but we here to elevate our perspective, okay? Let's do this. So we got to understand that survival mode ends when safety becomes our priority, okay? Not productivity, okay? Not how much we can do, okay? Not how much we're producing. When safety becomes our priority in everything we do, in every way that we operate in this life, and just the way that we breathe every single second, every moment. Who are you feeding? Who are you fueling? What are you feeding? What are you fueling? What are you choosing to give your energy to? Okay? That's what this comes down to. Okay? Are you going to choose safety and prioritize safety? Or are you going to prioritize productivity? You know? What is valuable to you? You feel me? Your peace of mind or how much you can produce. Put in the comments right now. What's more valuable to you? Your peace of mind or how much you can produce in this society, in this world? Comment below. I need to know who I'm talking to. Alright? Comment below. Let me know. I need to know who I'm talking to. Okay, healing is less about becoming better and more about learning how to release that urgency. Okay, like I said, that do. Okay, and we have to unlearn this. We have to unlearn that urgency because, again, like I said, we've been conditioned. Okay? Oh, when you get out of high school, oh, where you working at? You got the good job? Oh, I got a good job. Oh, you got a good job? What is a good job? I just really always want to understand that. What is a good job? You know, like I said, that's something that's pride on. You know, that's just, it's systematic for us. You know, oh, you're going to college when you get out of school. Oh, you're going to college and that's praise. Woo, you're going to college. Okay, okay, nice. Okay, oh, you got a job? Oh yeah, I got a job. I work over there on the boat. Oh, you got a good job. Woo. You working what? 50-something, 60 hours a week, I don't know, slaving, you're working 12 hours a day and you don't have no time for yourself. You basically don't. Who are you? Who are you because you give yourself to, but you got a good job. You got a good job. What that sound like? I mean, that gives slavery or something. Like, to me, that gives slave. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. Like, I get it. I'm born in 97, but to me, that gives slavery. Like, what? Oh, yes, massa. Yeah, I got a good job. I work for you. We work for you. What are we doing? I'm saying, like, what are we doing? So, hey, listen, it is what it is. Like, who are you feeding? Who are you fueling? Energetically, because I thought everything was energy, frequency, and vibration on this planet. Earth, That's where we at, huh? Who on earth? Comment below if you on earth. Let me know. I don't care about your zip code. I don't care about your state. Are you on earth? Yes or no? Because we got to understand it. I'm going to drop something for y'all real soon. Okay? There are cosmic laws of this universe that no matter how you operate, what you think, whether you choose to believe or not, they are still at play, at work. Okay? They still are. Okay, so you can choose to operate in alignment with them or not. That's really on you. We all got that will. Huh? So yeah, like what? I'm talking about that just always gave me slavery. Like, I got sick on that because like, huh? And I don't know if y'all know me personally, but me personally, I will not, listen, I never was the type to be on a 9 to 5. Listen, never was the type, you know. I've always took risks. As far as I knew how to know something, I've always took risks on myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe I am the true value. I am the money. You hear what I'm saying? And now I'm at this point in my life right now where I don't want to work for nobody ever again. You hear? I don't want to work for nobody ever again. You know, so I'm trying to, not trying to, but I'm aligning with ways to pull the value and the money out of me so I can see it tangibly. You know what I'm saying? And where is my gifts and where is my talent? Putting them out to the world in exchange for this monetary value that's just frequency, energy, and vibration. You hear me? Because again, at the end of the day, like, that gives slavery. I'm not giving selling my soul like that. I can't do it. I cannot do it under your anything. You think it's just you clocking in and just going to the job because I'm trying to get my rent paid and I'm just doing this so I can pay my bills. It's deeper than that. Okay? Until you really understand and accept it's deeper than that. Okay? And I'm not talking about people in certain fields. Everybody got their own thing. So it's just like, if it's for you, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? If it resonates for you, you know. If it's not, it's not. If you love your job and your job is this and you have a reason and you're still in purpose and walking in purpose in your job and you know what you're feeding and fueling, that's a different situation. But if you're working for, just saying for example, McDonald's and you working for Taco Bell and you working for this and that and anybody else, come on, let's add it up. You see what I'm saying? Or just working somewhere where, again, you're giving yourself energetically every day. And what is it giving you besides a paycheck? Okay? Besides a paycheck, what is it giving you? So it's just things to think about, okay? Because I could sit here and wrap it up about this all day. You know what I'm saying? So let me keep it going. Okay, so let's be mindful that you don't heal by forcing calm. Okay? You heal by removing what's activating you. What keeps activating you into that mode and putting you in that mode, okay? Because again, we can heal all day. But again, if we still putting ourselves in certain positions, energy, environments that are continue to activate our trauma, and for every black person that's gonna activate your trauma working for somebody else. I don't care what you say. We come from a way, we have a lineage, we are our ancestors. No matter what, we are our ancestors. So you gotta understand it's gonna activate something up in you when you're working for somebody else. Okay? Period. Every time. Some type of trauma, some type of past, something. I don't care what you say, because again, it's like we are our ancestors. We got to understand that we are them. They are separate from us. We are them. Energy never dies. You hear me? So at the end of the day, when you feel a little something you don't know, you might not have had a certain personal experience with a person or a thing or a situation, but deep down in your roots and your DNA, it's still there. It's still there. And you can feel it sometimes. You can feel that and you know it. So this is going to always trigger you and activate you to be in survival mode, whether you know it or not. Working for someone else because of that past. We ain't gonna get deep off into it, but like history month, we know the history, but we are the history. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are our ancestors. I firmly believe that. You hear me? I firmly believe that. So again, I'm sitting there at the job, on the job, and you talk to me a certain way, and I'm feeling like I can remember. Oh, you own me, and I'm your slave today. What? I'm feeling like, wow. Okay, well that made me feel a type of way because you don't own me. Never could you ever. I don't care till I own you for this period of time or this point in time so you can do what I want you to do. Huh? No, ma'am. No, ma'am, no thank you. You know what I mean? I don't know. You hear me? Because it's like, that don't add up. That don't add up, and that's going to activate. So that's what it's about. Removing these things. Healing is not just about forcing yourself to be okay and forcing yourself to be all right. Forcing yourself, I'm healed. I'm all right. I'm okay. That's not what healing is, okay? It's about actually removing the things that continue to activate you in these spaces or put you in these spaces that you're healing from. That's realistic, okay? So that's survival mode. That's what we're talking about right now, okay? So you gotta think about it. What things could I be doing that activates and puts me and keeps activating me to be in survival mode? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's making sense, because I feel like I feel like y'all get me still. What things am I doing that are triggering my survival mode? Think about it. Okay, now real quick, let's talk about patterns that keep you in survival mode. Self-abandonment. This could be like ignoring your body's signals, ignoring what your body or your intuition is telling you or what you're feeling. Hyper-independence, not allowing support from other people. Now me personally, I'm talking about like suffer like. Now me personally, that's me, guilty. Emotional bypassing, saying that like I'm fine, I'm okay, even when you're really not. Again, me, guilty, okay, guilty. And these are some of the things that I've been working on personally, to get myself up out of survival mode. And it's not just like a boom, bam, it's done. Because this stuff this stuff stems from childhood, and probably even past life as well. So again, healing is not that simple. Healing is not that linear. It's not that just, let me, like you going to the doctor, let me get this antibiotic and I'm out of there. That ain't what the real healing is like. You hear me? Honestly, I believe it's really like, it's cellular. It's all up in your DNA with it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my perspective. It's perpetual perspective. That's my perspective. You know what I'm saying? That healing, that shit deeply rooted. You hear me? Okay, another pattern that keeps you in survival mode, recreating chaos. It's like you almost need the toxicity, because you're so used to it, and it's survival mode. So this is what you're used to, this is what you're comfortable in, this is what feels familiar. So if this is not going on, then it's not right, And man, that's dangerous. Okay, that one right there is dangerous. I don't personally feel I'm guilty of it, but I have experienced it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that shit is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you're so used to a level of toxicity, or you're so used to a certain, experience or a certain thing, or operating in a certain way that this is just all that you can ever do. This is your mode. This is your survival mode. So this is the mode that you just keep resorting to, your default mode. It's dangerous. You hear me? Dangerous. Okay, and a lot of times you can confuse, because it's so chaotic and it's so intense, you can confuse it for alignment. You might think it's okay, I'm feeling so heavy about it, I'm feeling a lot about it because this is important and this is something that's divine, and this is something that should be. I'm talking about sometimes that intensity can be mistaken, you know what I'm saying, for alignment, and it's not. It's really not. Okay, and I mean, again, I'm just like, we bringing these things up because it's different for everybody. Everybody have different situations. I told you a couple of things that I personally experienced, but it's not about shaming ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's about reflecting. That's what this is about, reflecting on this. You might even be taking your notes like, in your journal, like, oh yeah, this is some things, and writing questions for yourself. You know what I'm saying? What are some things that certain patterns, so go ahead on, look. What are some patterns that you think are keeping you in survival mode? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like I said, just be mindful. You ain't gotta, you don't owe me anything, but just be mindful. This for you, okay? I'm not gonna lie, this one for you. This one for you. If you, look, I'm on a lens with it now. I'm locked in on a lens with you. This one is for you. All right, so if you know that, you feel this, if you got that, go ahead on, make sure you know, you gotta rewind it, baby. This is for you, okay? And I promise it's gonna be everything you need, because I already prayed for that before I started the video. Alright, hey. Alright, look. Okay, you hear me? Okay, so now let's talk about some ways to exit survival mode, okay? We just finished talking about patterns that keep you in survival mode. Now let's talk about ways to exit survival mode, okay? And this is important. Every single one of them gonna be gems. Every single one of them essential, but this important. Key 1, okay? This is the first master key. Make sure you got your notes. Make sure you locked in, all right? Regulate before you reflect. Okay, regulate before you reflect. Regulation is so important. Now, I'm definitely on my regulation journey. Regulate? What you mean regulate? Regulating my nervous system. You hear me? I'm on that journey. So again, if some of y'all on that journey as well, comment below. Regulating my nervous system. Because it's a real thing. I don't care what anybody says, it's a real thing. I've learned that. You know what I'm saying? Over time, just speaking with a therapist and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, regulating your nervous system is a real thing. You feel me? So, regulate before you reflect. Okay, so what does this mean, P? What do you mean regulate? This means slowing down, breathing, grounding your body, okay? Grounding yourself, grounding your spirit, okay? Before you move and reflect on the situation or just anything, before anything, regulate. Because it's like you can't just like think your way out of survival. You can't just, you think it's so in your mind, but you can't think your way out of survival. You have to regulate yourself before you can even before you can even think. Okay, breathe again, ground yourself. Just don't do anything at all. Honestly, that's how you can regulate. Just to not. That's one of the hardest and more challenging things. Not gonna lie to you. I got the incense flowing. I was like, what is that? To just do nothing at all. That's one of the hardest things to do, nothing at all. You hear me? But if you can practice that consistently, like I've been challenging myself to do that consistently, to just take time to do nothing at all. I might pick up a book. Okay? Perfect time to let y'all know. Look, this is one of the books that I read. I did this last month. I'm going to go again. So if y'all got it and y'all want to read with me, we can do that. The 4 Agreements. I did it last month. I'm going to do it again. Why? Because I feel like information is okay to, it's okay for repetition. I feel like repetition is important, and you might read it, but then it just flows out of your mind after a while. So I'm going to read it for the second time. I might even go a third time and just do like a book a quarter, because I want to actually retain it, and not just retain it, but consistently change my actions too from what I learned. You know what I mean? So yeah, the 4 Agreements. I'm gonna go ahead on for that one again. Let's go to the next one. Number two, way to exit survival mode. Remove chronic triggers. Okay, remove things that chronically trigger you to be in survival mode. Earlier, I told you to ask yourself, what triggers your survival mode? What triggers your survival mode? What triggers you to operate from that mode? And write that down so you can know. If you don't know yourself, then you can't really improve or do anything because you don't know, So you have to know that, at least know that, okay? Because again, you might I know me and I know this, I know that, but it's different when you write it down and you got your journal and you actually reflecting on these things. And then you got a space right here where you got people that's gonna do it with you. You know what I'm saying? You got a space right here where you got people in a space that's held for you to actually look at it, take time with it, reflect on it. You know what I'm saying? Here's a reflective space, so take advantage of that and do that. I'm hitting 40 minutes on this video. I don't know, I might have to break it up. What chronic triggers look like boundaries with people, boundaries with environments, things that you choose to do, things that you choose to partake in. Everything that we consume it matters, okay? And it's not just what you eat. It's what you see. It's who you're talking to, who you are allowing in your space. What type of conversations are they having and holding? What type of mindset do they have? What type of energy do they have? So you have to, when you talk about removing chronic triggers, you have to evaluate all these things, and it's hard. It might not be easy because, again, a lot of us are in that mode, so we just settle for what we can, and we just, it's like we're comfortable, but we got to do it. Okay, we got to do it. We got to do it. We here right now, and we're going to do it, Okay. And another thing you got to understand is when you limit these triggers and have less stimulation, you have more clarity. Okay. Now you're able to see yourself in a better light. Now you more can see who you are outside of this gook and beyond all of this mess. Okay. Because you are not yourself when you're in survival mode. Okay? You're not broken. Remember, you're most likely in survival mode. Okay? So you're not your highest self. You're not your best self in survival mode. That's just the truth. Okay? Third way that we can exit survival mode is to practice micro safety. Okay? What is practice micro safety, P? I got you. This is like them small promises that you keep to yourself. Micro safety, right? This is just smaller ways that you can make yourself feel safe in what you do. Okay, so if you say, I'm not going to respond to people on social media until these hours and these hours, that's what you do. You keep that with yourself. You open yourself up at that time, you respond, you engage, you close back up and do what you're going to do about your day for the rest of the time. That's how you create that micro safety, okay? And that's important right there. Make yourself feel safe. You owe it to yourself. Again, it's like, it's cool for us to want this from other people, but P gonna teach you how to give it to yourself. Okay? That's one thing P gonna teach you, how to give it to yourself, okay? So yeah, it's so important to do those things for yourself, to make yourself feel safe. Okay, if you say you're going to do this, like I said in the last episode, if you say you're going to do this, if you say you want to do this, or you have this goal for yourself, go ahead on and honor it. If you have this boundary, stick to it and stand on it. Okay, that's how you provide that micro safety for yourself. And again, that's the most, like, that's what you're going to really be able to stand on at the end of the day, okay? Because no one can take that away from you, no matter what, okay? That's something you built with yourself, it's yours. Remember, consistency is better than intensity, okay? So I don't care about that, what feels good in the moment real quick, and it's not lasting long, just right now, in the moment feels good. No, consistency. That's what you got to do for yourself. That's real safety. Okay, don't you feel most safe with somebody when they consistent with you? Okay, be consistent with yourself. That's how you provide that safety. Now the fourth way we're going to exit survival mode is to redefine productivity. Okay, we talked about that a little briefly earlier, but it's about using rest as restoration, not reward. Okay, we not waiting until our body is telling us or forcing us to rest and then giving ourselves what we need. We're tuning in, we're listening to our body, and we're giving it to our body as soon as we need it, when we need it, how we need it. We're prioritizing that, in fact, okay? Remember, we prioritizing our peace of mind over productivity. You hear me? All right? We prioritizing alignment over productivity. You hear me? Okay? This is not survival. We're not doing survival no more. We're not surviving no more. We thriving. If you thriving and if you still made it with me this long, 45 minutes in the video, if you made it this far with me, comment below. I'm thriving. I'm thriving. Okay? That's how I know who really with me right now. I'm thriving. Okay? And I know you really about to be out of survival mode. You know what I mean? And it's not about to be, because you might, it's a balancing act. Trust me, it's a balancing act and finding your balance here on earth. It ain't about all the way too far to this side or all the way too far to that side. But I can tell you love yourself, and you really want that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, I'm thriving. All right? I love you. For sure, you know what I'm saying? Because I love myself. You know what I'm saying? I see that you love yourself. So I'm like, all right, twin, what up? Now, the fifth way we're going to exit survival mode is to choose alignment over familiarity. Okay, we're no longer settling for what's familiar, our comfort zone. Okay, because that comfort zone is very synonymous with that survival mode. Okay, we not doing that no more. We are choosing alignment over familiarity. Okay, over what's familiar. Just because something feels normal doesn't mean that it's safe. Prioritize your safety. Okay, prioritize your safety. Okay, now we about to close it up, man. I love y'all. I know I've probably been talking to y'all a little firm, but just know it's from love. It's out of love 133%. You hear me? It's out of love. That's just kind of like my way. But just know, again, like, both sides are valid, so I just want to give y'all a little bit, a little softer energy now. You know what I mean? Be a little bit more gentle with y'all now. As we close, okay? As we close, let's go over all the things we talked about real quick. Okay, so remember, you're not broken. You're in survival mode. Okay, we talked about how survival mode shows up for us. We talked about the patterns that keep us in that survival mode. And we talked about ways to exit that survival mode, okay? The little three-piece right there. Okay, so I just want to leave y'all with a couple questions to reflect on. I did mention some questions throughout the video. I hope y'all got those, but I want to leave y'all with a couple questions to reflect on. Where am I rushing myself right now? Where am I rushing myself right now? Okay? Where am I pressuring myself right now? To be something, to be a way, where? Okay? What would safety look like right now? Be honest with yourself. I need y'all to be honest with this. What would safety look like for you right now? What pattern am I ready to release? Okay? What pattern am I ready to release? Okay, so yeah, real quick, I'm gonna breathe with y'all, man. I'm like, hey, we made it, we made it, we did it, we did it, we did it, yeah. You know what I mean? Look, episode 2, y'all. How y'all feeling? We did it, episode 2. Me personally, y'all, I want to do meetups. I posted today on my Facebook. I'm like, I'm crying. I'm going crazy. I'm crazy human connection. I'm craving human connection. I need human connection, man. I really desire human connection, no matter what. And just platonic connection, real genuine ass connection, because we are people and humans, and we here to connect. But I didn't come down here for the don't give me. Listen, don't come on. Don't. What the motherfucker doing to me? Come on, don't cut me short, man. I want my full experience. You hear me? I'm down here for my full experience on Earth, man. So yeah, like I want my human connection, man. You know, and I'm a cool person. You feel me? And I just want to connect with other cool people. So I'm gonna shit. If I gotta do it, I'm gonna start hosting meetups. And I don't care if it be about just a couple of handful of people, because it ain't gotta be no crazy amount of people. Like it ain't that deep, you know. I'm thinking like a 13 type of situation is cool, you know, and that's up to 13. It could even be less, like 7, 9. You hear me? But I'm just saying, like, it even be 11, you know? But yeah, I think up to 13, just a little meet up, you know what I'm saying? To actually, you know, connect and have that human connection. I desire it, so yeah. Yeah, y'all, we made it. Let's breathe. Okay, so I do like a 4-7-8, where I breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, release for 8. So let's do that. We're gonna do that 3 times. Okay, breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Hold it. Release. Breathe in with me. Hold it. Release that bullshit. We're releasing survival mode, okay? We're releasing it when we ate. Out of there. You hear me? We out of there. So don't forget, y'all. You know what I'm about to say. You're not broken, okay? You probably just in survival mode. Alright? Make sure y'all comment whatever was y'all like favorite takeaways from the video. You know what I'm saying? What you appreciated about the video. If you needed to hear this or not, comment that below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things for me, man. I love y'all. I'm dropping this content for y'all. I'm staying true to myself, honoring myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm filling up my cup first so I can continue to pour to y'all. Okay, I'm filling up my little joint first so I can pour to y'all in the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to God every single day. I'm grateful to the God that sent me. I just want to thank me every single day for continuing to 10 toes. You hear me? One foot in front of the other. I'ma always do that. Look, I love y'all. Okay, I love you. I'm out of here, man. Look, if you got value from the episode, make sure you share this episode with somebody. And one affirmation I'm gonna leave y'all with: I am allowed to move at the pace of my nervous system. Alright, let's get it. 3. Aye!
I'm a money magnet, money comes to me naturally. Why you chasing that bag? I manifested so happily. I'm a money magnet, money comes to me naturally. Ay, ay, ay. Our intuition got me seeing like a bird's eye view.